Prosecco's been popped. The wine
Don't
is
say
flowing.
Prosecchi.
The Prosecco's been popped.
Don't
The wine is
no,
flowing.
just
What is it called?
the champagne.
The show. That's not what we're drinking, though.
When are we ever just
We're drinking
drinking
La Maca.
champagne?
Every time?
Never.
Okay, well, the Prosecco's been popped. Or the champagne, as you're calling it. Because it's sparkly.
You're the one who labeled it as
Oh my
champagne over a year ago.
Yeah, but it sounded better. What else could be flowing?
Wine.
The wine is flowing. The champagne's been popped. You don't pop wine.
All right, just go. Just start over.
Oh my
and go.
God. I'm trying, and you're like, no. Can I continue?
Yeah, go.
The champagne has been popped. The wine is flowing.
I hate this.
So you know where we're going. We're going to go back to
Why are you doing it that way?
Because you messed me up so many times.
It's like, just do it.
I just did it.
Do it
We're going to
right.
go back on tour.
Zach.
I can't do it normally now. You do it.
The champagne's been popped. The wine is flowing.
Look, 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 look.
So you know where we're going. We're going on a backlot tour. No, I hate that
This
song.
is going really well. Go.
And I'm your tour guide.
Who are you? You said it. You were about to say it. I saw you do a hard B on your mouth. Do it. Say your fucking name.
Beans.
Yes.
Or
I
Jenna.
just want. Oh my God.
And as with me always,
Not so easy now, is it?
Zach.
Captain Zach.
Well, who's driving right now?
I am.
You didn't do the intro.
I did it like 3 times.
They were all bad takes.
And yours was flawless.
It was wonderful.
Okay. Anyways, what are we doing today?
We are continuing.
Wow. She's stroking out.
No, I'm not. We are continuing our Gone But Not Forgotten series. Which we've only done one so far for Magic Kingdom.
You can do it. I believe in you.
For Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly Disney's Pixar Studios, formerly Disney's MGM Studios.
You should have said AKA, da-da-da, AKA. Because we would just call it MGM.
Yeah, we call it a lot of things.
What else do you call it? I very rarely call it Hollywood Studios. It's too long.
DHS.
DHS.
Yeah, it's how abbreviated in text.
Oh, yeah, you could do like DAC and...
I just do
MK.
AK. Cassidy does DAC.
Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
AK... Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. All right. So we are talking about attractions and entertainment that were once at Hollywood Studios and no longer are.
And I looked up the list, and it's kind of bananas. I just told you, I don't know 70% of the stuff on here.
Well, okay, so let's take it back to when MGM first opened.
Let's go back in time.
Hardly anything was there. Like Sunset Boulevard wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
And I think the only...
Well, what did it open with? Go with that first. So we had Muppet Vision. Was that first?
No.
Great Movie Ride. Epic Stunts of Indiana Jones. Right?
Okay, I don't know why I started with this.
You're like, I'm going in so prepared. I don't know anything. I've got a list of things that have been cut. And like literally, I've mostly seem like shows or parades that are not around anymore. Which is probably good riddance. Bear in the Big Blue House live on stage. What is that?
Oh, I remember that.
Block Party Bash, Club Villain, Dinosaurs Live. These are nothing. Frozen Royal Welcome Parade, Goosebumps, Horrorland Fright Show.
All right, the opening day attractions.
All right, hit me with it. Wait, let me guess, okay?
There's 2.
There's only 2 attractions?
Yeah.
Great Movie Ride.
Yes.
Like these are rides you're talking about? That were there first?
I mean, they have shows in this list, so...
So I think Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular?
No.
That's not an original? Whoa.
Well, it opened August 25th, 1989, so like 3.5
Obviously,
months.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run was original, right?
No.
Okay, so there was... Star Tours wasn't original. It came like the year after it opened, right?
It came 7 months.
Okay, so that was in production or being built. Okay, so we had the Great Movie Ride, and then There's
I
only
can't believe
one.
you're missing it.
It's not Muppet Vision 3D. It's not Epic Stunt Show. It's Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
What is our podcast?
Backlot Tours.
Yeah, Studio Backlot Tour.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell them what else was there.
Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular opened August 25th, so 3.5 months. And in case you don't know the history of MGM, it was a very, very rushed opening because Universal had announced that they were going to be building their theme park, Universal Studios in Orlando. And so Michael Eisner was like, we've got to beat him to the punch. You know, we got to get this open super fast. So they essentially opened not even like a full park or half a park.
I'm going to say this. I think of the two opening, Universal won. It was way more movie themed.
Yeah.
Because it would have had like,
Well,
it was
this,
Jaws, King Kong. Back to the Future wasn't there initially. E.T., which sucks.
well, you know, it's just the theming of Hollywood Studios versus Universal is different.
It's way easier for Universal to pull this off, I think.
Hollywood Studios was more about like, see how movies are made, like be in the movie. You know?
That's what we're going to get into because we've talked about this before.
Okay,
We've
I
touched
have to
on
stop for now.
it. I'm getting into it. You stop.
So there are only 2 opening day attractions, and I read on somewhere that I either read or watched it somewhere that like for them to get people to come to Hollywood Studios, what they would do was when you're leaving the park, you could get a ticket to come back the next day for free if you came after 4 p.m. And so, like, this one guy who was doing it that I read about, he's just like, yeah, we would just go, like, after 4 p.m., spend the day, and we stop by guest services on the way out, get our ticket for the next day, and it was just, you know, or the next time we'd come, like, just constantly doing it, and they had that going on for a while.
They found the glitch in the Matrix.
And they did. Wonderful glitch.
That's well, if there's only 2 rides, although those are both bangers, let's be honest.
They are, so that does mean that they had, you know, like,
Those are
Echo
long
Lake.
rides. Those are long rides.
Yeah. I mean, Echo Lake, that area was built up, Hollywood Boulevard.
It's kind of nuts that they didn't even have the Star Tours or anything else open.
Yeah.
That was opening like 7 months later. They're like, we need to open now with 2
Indiana
rides.
Jones, August 25th, and Star Tours, December 15th. Honey, I
Jesus.
Shrunk the Kids movie set, December 17th. Muppet Vision 3D. Oh, wait. Okay, so Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, December 17th, a year later.
Jesus.
So 1990. Muppet Vision 3D, May 16th, 1991.
You could have just been walking around this place and no one's there probably.
Yeah. I mean,
That's wild.
talk about a half-day park. It's not even a
Not
quarter
even.
of a day.
Well, just getting on Great Movie Ride and the Backlot Tour. I mean,
I would
that'll
do
knock-
those over and over.
I mean, that'll knock out that's like 2 hours.
That is, yeah.
And that's it.
Well, and if those are the only 2 attractions, they're
There's
probably
no shows yet. It sounds
like,
like there's not really much
all
going on.
backed up. Yeah.
That's insane. That's some balls of the 1989 right there. They're like, open it, just do it. And Universal's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That's wild.
wasn't the best moment for Michael Eisner, I guess.
Well,
But
it's
you know what? He still made the park, and it's a wonderful park. It's our favorite one. So
and we get like, so those are ones that are no longer there. And I think,
isn't that crazy that the only 2 opening day attractions are
gone.
not there?
and I think it's for the detriment of the park.
Oh, I do too. I think that's like, especially when they took out like Backlot Tour, it really started kind of losing its way.
Well, we've talked about this before of like, there's no identity to this park anymore. There's like, it's the Star Wars / Pixar place now.
Right. But we're not here to talk about that.
No, I have to
Just-
talk about
well,
that.
no.
You have to bring that up a little bit. Because the Great Movie Ride was like, that was like the beacon of like, this is behind the scenes kind of like, look at these scenes from the movie. That should have stayed, and Mickey Mouse should have just gone in the animation courtyard. Because it is kind of wild that there is no presence of Mickey Mouse anywhere in a ride other than there now. And that was recent, in the last like 20 or 15 years. How old is that, right? 10 years now?
What, right?
Mickey Mouse, like the
Runaway
Railroad.
Railway. You think it's 10 years old?
I have no idea how time works anymore.
It opened like a week before the pandemic.
I think I say a week ago. I was like, a week ago.
Like Disneyland's version just opened maybe a year ago.
But it's like the first time like Mickey Mouse has been on a ride.
Yeah, like
So it took them a while, but that should have just gone in Animation Courtyard.
It should have.
And they should have kept Movie Ride right there because you need something to anchor this place, and it doesn't have anything anymore.
But think about Animation Courtyard. Like, what is there? That is
nothing. Just take it over.
Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Not there anymore.
Star Wars Launch Bay, and
Pointless.
Disney Junior Dance Party. So I don't think that there is enough real estate there to.
I think there's tons back there that you're not thinking about.
No, because right behind there is Rock and Roller Coaster.
You could have come up with something. You don't have to use the same track, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, they would have made it to fit.
Yeah, they would have just made
the
it fit.
space.
It's fine.
But I really like Star Wars Launch Bay.
I know, but it doesn't need to
And
be
I love
there.
the Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Nothing. That's not even there right now. It's gone, I feel like.
Well,
I think it's done.
it's not done. They've announced that they're doing a new show for it. It's still going to be Little Mermaid. It's going to still be like animated version Little Mermaid. But, and I can't remember if we've talked about this before, but during the pandemic, apparently it flooded.
Yeah, we talked about the flood.
And then they found that like in, I think early 2023, when they went to go like inspect the building and stuff, that there was just like, it was overtaken by mold.
It's like, we won.
So they have pretty much had to demolish the inside. Apparently all the animatronics from in there got sold.
Were there animatronics in that?
Or, I mean, puppets, not animatronics.
What are you talking about?
The puppets.
You mean the actors?
I wonder who owns the Ursula one.
I don't remember enough to know.
Oh, man. She was like massive and like glowing eyes. And she came out like on like a trolley thing.
Trolley?
Like she was
Just
rolling
they
around
pushed
on
her around in a
stage.
shopping cart?
No, it was like, it was...
Here you go. This is our
I
special
can't
effects.
like dolly it. I don't know. Like, she was on wheels. She was on wheels.
Not tentacles?
No, her tentacles were like up and crazy.
Okay. You love that show. I'm not.
I
don't
love
really
that
care.
show. I do.
I'm not big on shows.
I'm very, very happy that they're bringing back a version of it, but it will not count as being Voyage of the Little Mermaid. They're going to like rename it and stuff. So that is a gone but not forgotten. One of my favorites.
I mean, if we're going by
Favorite shows.
Okay, let's get back on track here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gone but Not Forgotten. Great movie ride. I have such fond memories of because I absolutely loved it as a kid, as an adult. Mm-hmm. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And we still have to go on our journey of watching every movie in there, but like...
We do. And we were so foolish when we got married. So, as y'all know...
If you just left it like that, you're like, we were so foolish to get married.
We got married at Disney World.
What?
But it was cheaper than getting married in Atlanta and time value of money and all that stuff.
In retrospect, it wasn't as expensive as...
It was not.
Like,
it was
looking
actually
back-
pretty affordable.
Yeah, looking back, I was like, we're like, how did we spend only that on a wedding?
Because we had an amazing wedding planner and she literally helped cut out like $7,000.
But tell them what we missed out on.
Okay. So, Disney has a whole bunch of venues you can choose from.
She just said venues. I don't think anyone heard that, but she said venues.
There
you go. Okay.
And one of them that we greatly considered getting was that you could do your reception inside the Great Movie Ride. And I think it was like $7,000, something like that, for the venue rental fee. And, we were just like, well, that's a lot of extra money. That's not going to even like include like any food or anything like that. But you would have your cocktail hour in...
It was the Old West, wasn't it? Or Public Enemies?
Whichever came first. I think the Western scene was first, right?
No, Public Enemies would have been first.
So then Public Enemies, and then you'd have your dinner in
The Old West.
the Old
With
West.
Clint Eastwood and
Yes.
John
and then
Wayne.
your dessert party was in
Oz.
Wizard of Oz. And then the final room that you go into, where you watch a little montage, that would be like the dance floor and everything.
So many feels when you watch that montage.
And we always said like, oh, well, we'll do vow renewals at like 10, 15 years or something, and we'll have our reception here. And lo and behold.
Do you think I think if we had known hindsight that this was going to close in
If
a
we
few
had
years.
known, we would have done it.
I think we would have just done it and been like, this is epic.
Like, we'll be in debt. It's
Also,
fine.
I would have been really worried about like me taking something.
I know you've said that before, but
it would be so easy though.
it would not be easy. Don't you think they have cast members, everywhere, and like everything is probably like tagged and has like trackers or something?
It would have just been something
and there
small.
are like cameras all over Disney.
It would have just been something small.
Well, if you stole something and you didn't steal the ruby red slippers, I would divorce you after that. It's like you're gonna steal something and not that.
Okay, if I stole anything, it'd be that giant red gem in the crazy part where they touch it. And they're like, where'd that go? Also, wait. If I had to choose somewhere to do something in there, it would definitely be in the alien scene.
That's such a small snippet.
I know, but it would have been so
It's
creepy.
not enough room.
I don't care. Like, of all the places, I think the Western and the Public Enemy would have been like, bleh. I'd rather do it in like the Mummy Tomb kind of thing. Or like in like the Raiders of the Lost Ark area, I guess.
I just don't think there's enough room there.
I know, but it's just like, for me,
Yeah.
the big scenes for me were Alien.
And of course, you had to do your reception then after park close. Like, it wasn't
Yeah,
like they
been
were shutting
late.
down the ride for you. I mean, it was,
Like,
and
everyone
it
get
wasn't
out.
just it wasn't just after park close. I think it was like either 1 or 2 hours after park close.
Because they had to get it ready.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had a lot of.
Well, they have to make sure
And then
everybody's off the ride.
They had to make sure
out of
everyone's
park.
like, God, that would have been late.
Well, I mean, we had a late wedding anyways. Our ceremony was
but
at
they don't close till
7:30
9.
p.m.
They went to close till 9.
Yeah, especially since it's during winter.
Yeah.
December 16th.
We would have been really tired. And everyone would be like, 11 o'clock reception? No, thank you. I'm like, no, it's worth it. Guess where you get to be? And they're like, I don't care. And we're like, the great movie ride. And they're like, I don't care.
Your cousin Debbie would have appreciated it.
I think a lot of people would have appreciated it. But it would have been pretty baller. But
My parents would have.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, continue.
Hindsight, we should have had a reception and great movie ride, because that was like my favorite attraction in Hollywood Studios.
I have fond memories of that, and obviously Backlot Tours, just because Backlot Tours is an epic long ride, and it does take you through a lot of the process of like movie making. But when I was a kid, the amount of Roger Rabbit presence on that thing
It was so much
insane,
fun.
and I
they
loved
had the
it.
huge Roger Rabbit footprints, like all on the ground outside the ride. Like when
They
you
had
get
the
off.
glass.
Yeah,
It's still there. The glass is above Hollywood and Vine now, but like
but that's nowhere near where Backlot Tours
no.
was.
But at least they kept it, and there's still like a little bit of a presence of like, hey, Roger Rabbit, because you see the Valiant and Valiant sign, you see him. But like when I was a kid, it just come out and it was huge, and I was like, I was obsessed with that movie, and I still top 5 favorite movies. But like, you could buy merch.
There was so much.
It was like
Roger
they cared
Rabbit
so much
merch.
about Roger Rabbit. And now they're like, we don't give a shit. And I'm like, ugh.
And they actually had Roger Rabbit meet and greets. I feel like I remember meeting Roger Rabbit.
Well, if you remember, there was a parade I found where they had like Eddie Valiant in it, and then like Dick Tracy characters, and you're like, whoa, this is bananas. But like, bring back Eddie Valiant.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Just, I want like them to have like a weird parade of like old things that they used to have.
I want them to get back to more like the 50s feel.
Yeah, because you're like
Right.
when you go down like when you're staring at the Hollywood Tower of Terror, it's like I want that more. I guess
Yeah.
because you get a feel of that for Christmas.
Well, I mean,
When
because
we're
that's how,
Christmas.
like Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset Boulevard, and Echo Lake, they are all like 50s themed and feel, and it makes me so happy, especially at Christmas, because they've got like the
Christmas is-
best ornaments and
Well, it's just
and
extra
decorations.
special. I think it's extra special there, way better than at Magic Kingdom.
Which is why I love Jollywood Nights, and that we will do it again this December.
Okay, what else is closed that you? I'm not gonna go over all of this. This list is
No, I
bananas
wouldn't
and
go.
stuff.
I mean, let's just talk about what we know and love.
What I know and love, I miss lights, camera, action.
Oh, and we only saw it one time.
I know.
We are so stupid. We saw it on our honeymoon, and we were like, "Wow, this is like a really good show."
Awesome. It was like
and
a really underrated
we
show.
never did it again because it was always sold out, and you'd have to like line up
Yeah.
like 30, 45 minutes ahead of time
Mm-hmm.
of the next show to actually get a seat, and you'd still be like nosebleeds.
The other
And
thing,
it was a huge,
it was huge, and massive.
Yeah.
Also, the
So
Osborne
many
family
seats.
Christmas lights was another thing that we
that
really
is a
loved.
thing I think I'm like the most mad about them getting rid of, because it was just, we went to the very last one or you know, like the last year that they had it when I was pregnant with Olivia in 2015, and it was so. I don't know. I love
Well, I just
that.
remember doing the races.
It's so magical.
Remember back in the day we did the races and we run through there and it was all lit
I remember
up.
the first time we did the
was so cool.
food and wine half marathon. I was ahead of you. I was. I remember coming around the corner.
Yeah, I like you to say I was ahead of you.
I beat you in every single race that we did.
Oh, humble brag. I wasn't really running. I was just walking really fast.
Anyways, I came around the corner and just like stopped in my tracks because it was just like so beautiful and stunning. And they had the Christmas music playing. Everything was still going. And like, I was not expecting that. And then, you know, I finally was like, okay, got to keep going. Ran through the Christmas lights. And then I turned the next corner, which was like around where Star Tours was, and like almost ran like smack dab into Darth Vader. And he like scared the crap out of me because I just was not expecting him there.
I mean, he was running the race.
Run Disney races. That's no, he wasn't. He was doing meet and greets, but he was like coming back from his
I never
break.
understood that stuff. Like they had meet and greets everywhere. I'm like, I don't want to stop. I gotta keep going.
Oh yeah, it's like if I stop, I'm gonna lose all momentum.
Like, I'm just tired, and they're always raining anyway, so you're always soaked.
Run Disney. That's a whole different episode.
All right,
even though we haven't done it in like 10 years.
They were fun.
I love them.
I had fond memories of the Honey I Shrunk the Kids play area.
Oh, and they had like a life-size auntie.
Life-size aunt. Yeah.
I mean, life-size. Like if you were shrunk, life-size.
Life-size a giant ant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that place was really fun.
Remember one of the slides was like a leaf.
Yeah.
You know?
That was like a lot of it was leaves, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember.
That was like next to Backlot Express.
It was next to Backlot. No. It was like, I get so mixed up now because they tore everything down, but like I think that was close to like where Lights Camera Action was, I thought.
I don't know. Do you remember like at Studio Backlot Tour they had like the margarita bar across from it that we discovered?
That's never
like,
there. It's gone.
Well, yeah, because but I remember it was just like a.
Yeah, we're like, wait, where did this come from?
It's just like a ghost bar. It's like we found it the one time and never found it again.
Well, things they also have that like there's also things that we've never done that like came and went, like American Idol experience. There's like a Golden Girls thing, I think.
I did that as a kid.
There was I said the Monster Sound Show. I remember that when I was a kid. And then there was a few other like
there was like a Drew Carey.
Yeah, there was like a
thing.
Not like a Who's Line, I think, but it was like something like that. But it actually showed you like process of
like how you make movies. And one thing I always like loved about the Backlot Tour is when I take you through like the tunnels, like through the middle of the buildings, you know?
Yeah.
And you could see like the costumers like working on actual things that are used in movies.
And the prop graveyard.
Yeah.
And you'd see the
well, no, I'm
Flight of the
everybody
Navigator.
knows about that. But I'm talking about like you actually get to see them like making costumes and wigs. And you could actually I mean like Lilo and Stitch was made at Hollywood Studios. Like that is where everything was animated because they had like an actual studio there.
Well, okay.
And you can actually like see them working on it on the Backlot Tour.
Okay, so that aside, this is also where Universal trumped them because when I went to Universal when it was like in the 90s.
Well, I think you're thinking of Universal Hollywood.
No. This is Universal Florida.
Orlando.
I was in Orlando and they had live shows being filmed.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to see Clarissa Explains It All being filmed. Like
I thought you were going to talk about their studio tour.
No, it was like they're like it was you. I don't know what it was there, but like they had it being. I like saw Sam put the ladder up.
They had like the Nickelodeon show, like where you get slimed. What was that one?
Well, you can't do that on television.
I think so.
No, I'll go. I was a Nickelodeon kid more than a Disney kid, so.
I watched Rugrats and Doug. I did watch Clarissa Explains It All.
But yeah, like we saw like, you know.
She explained nothing.
She didn't explain shit. But we saw that being filmed. I was like, this is way cooler than people making costumes to a kid. Because we're like, there's Melissa Joan Hart right there, and there's Sam. He's on the ladder. And I'm like, this is iconic.
See, for me, seeing costumes made was cool. Like super cool because like I always loved sewing. Like when my grandmother finally taught me.
Where did that go then?
And allowed me to use like a needle and thread.
A needle pulling thread.
I made like so many Barbie clothes.
All right. Well,
And
I also,
pillows for our cats.
well, also, oh boy. Okay, let's put a pin in that. We'll come back to that. On the backlit tour, also, like seeing the prop graveyard, I always liked because they had a movie I liked growing up that I don't think you care for was Flight of the Navigator.
My sister made me watch it too many times.
That's an excuse for every movie,
Because
except
it
for
is
some
true.
reason I found out Ferris Bueller is the only one that survived that.
Well, okay, so here's why.
I don't want to know about it. No.
Well, I think it's just because it was later in life.
Okay. Well, the fun fact is that Flight of the Navigator is now the cool station in front of where is that? Like
I've heard that's false. Recently.
It's the same thing though. It looks exactly the same. I'm pretty positive it is. It's exactly the same shape. It looks like it has the same lines. The cool station zone in front of the oh my god, blank because I've almost had a whole half bottle of this now. Space Mountain.
Yeah.
The cool zone little spaceship. That is the Flight of the Navigator prop.
Yeah.
So
do you remember like
probably
outside, like across from Star Tours, they had like a speeder you could get on, and it was like a photo prop. I have my picture on it.
that was only taken away recently. That was there for a while, actually.
It's taken away quite a few years ago, and I saw on Instagram the other day, and I think I meant to send it to you. But so like Tatooine Traders, which is the gift shop out for Star Tours,
Which is better than all the gift shops.
and it really is. It's like my favorite gift shop there. It was actually originally styled as the base in Return of the Jedi, like on Endor. And apparently that is still there.
Wait,
but it is
on.
behind the gift shop and just has vines and stuff growing over it now.
What do you mean? Like I don't understand.
So like the base that they're trying to break into.
Yeah. Like I know what you're talking about.
Like that's what it looked like.
That's what it looks like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the gift shop was like in there, and then they changed it.
They used to have like Ewoks on top of there. Actually,
they did, and I remember when I was a kid, they actually had Chewbacca in the standby queue. Like, I think like just doing meet and greets. I mean, we always used to go between Christmas and New Year's. So like
Star Tours used to be a big deal.
The line was like super long, as everything is during that time of year. And I don't know if they just had him out there for like entertainment and stuff, but he was like one of my favorite characters, and like my parents just be like, it's Chewie, and just like, he is terrifying, get away from me. And then like when he left, it's just like kind of bummed out that he was gone, but it's just one of those things.
Well, that's
because he's huge.
Yeah. Well, also bringing back to another thing that's missing is the Jedi training school.
Yeah, and that actually used to be a speeder, kind of crashed in front. Not crashed, but like angled downward and stuff.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, again, it's something I saw on Instagram, so I'll have to see if I can find that and send it to you.
Like where the stage is?
Yes. So it's been gone for a while.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
But Jedi Training Academy is something that they definitely need to bring back. I always enjoyed watching the kids, not our kids, but just kids in general doing that. It always seemed so fun. And always like one of those things like, oh, I can't wait for when we have kids to do it. And then it's like, we did have Olivia, but she wasn't old enough. Then COVID happened, and they just haven't brought it back. And now that is something that I don't think Olivia would like being up on stage doing that, but Ronan would have like so much fun, especially when Darth Vader came out. Of course, now they'd probably make it Kylo Ren coming out, but still, he would just like be ecstatic.
Do you miss the hat? Because I don't. I think it blocked I think the Man's Chinese Theater was the symbol. The hat just blocked it. I'm kind of glad it's gone.
I go back and forth. It's nostalgia for me, but
if it were anywhere, it should have been in the very front. I think that's where it should have been. I'm glad they took it away. That's one of the few things I'm like, good. I'm glad you took that away. I don't know. We've talked about it before. Like we've even just now, like of just like losing its identity of like a movie place, because it's just like Star Wars, which is not. I can go to a whole mess of stuff about like that, like Star Wars area of like why it's this and why it shouldn't be that. And they're like, oh, it's the timeline. And like, they don't care about the timeline because the Mandalorian's there now. So that's not 7, 8, 9. That's
Sounds dangerous. That was a Drew Carey show.
Yeah. That is that. And wasn't there a Dick Tracy show?
Yeah, that's what I was actually just about
That wasn't
to
on
look
my
up.
list, but I was like, I don't, because that would have been what 1991, I think that came out, 1990 maybe, and that was Touchstone, I think. So still under the umbrella.
It says that they had planned to have a Dick Tracy themed shooting attraction called Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers, which had been built in Sunset Boulevard. And never happened. But, you know, Dick Tracy's actor, Warren Beatty, his handprints are outside the Chinese theater. And even put the initials DT on there.
I mean, I love that movie. We need to revisit it to see if I still love it.
Yeah, that'll be a DQ eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's a huge cast.
Well, I don't want to talk about that right now.
Okay.
I care nothing about Dick Tracy.
Didn't think we were, but they were just mentioning it's a huge cast.
I remembered too
Hit me with it.
that there was a Hunchback of Notre Dame show temporarily and a Pocahontas show as well. And I vaguely remember the Hunchback one, but I have like full on memories
I'm
of
sure
like
it was fucking terrible.
Pocahontas. No, I remember that was amazing. For some reason, I feel like it was standing only, like there weren't any seats. But again,
Where was it? Where the Beauty and the Beast theater was?
no. That's always been there. That was a permanent show. Let me see if this is
Was Sunset Boulevard just not even anything? Like it was closed off until it got built? Because I remember Tower Terror was like years after it opened.
Yes. So I think it just kind of like ended. Maybe, or there was no sunset at all.
I don't think there was anything there.
I mean, I was 3 when this opened. So.
That would have been 8.
Okay, it says it was located in the Backlot Theater.
What's the Backlot Theater?
For Pocahontas, that is. There was like a theater stage behind Backlot.
Oh.
Around there. And Hunchback of Notre Dame was also. It says it was renovated into the Premier Theater.
I can't think of
anything else.
anything
Which is currently used for special events.
I don't think I can think of anything else that I'm like, oh, I'm missing that. That I'm like, because I looked at the list and I'm like, there's nothing else that I'm like, oh, that needs to be back kind of thing.
Oh. Okay, so like a third thing that they had there, you know, it was like a limited run temporary thing, was a Ace Ventura show. Like it was just like a live performance, Streets of America, where he was like scaling a building to rescue some like endangered bat.
Wait, hold on. Was Ace Ventura Touchstone? I don't remember that being Touchstone.
I don't know, but I remember like we just happened to be walking in the right area at the right time and that was happening. We're just like, whoa.
That's weird. That's a weird one.
It is a weird one.
They had some banana stuff in the 90s. They were just throwing anything at the wall there. I also think I'm getting some of the stuff from Universal mixed up with some of the stuff from MGM when they first opened.
Yeah, I think Ace Ventura's Touchstone.
There's a few things that were like show, like behind the scenes stuff that I'm like, I think that was Universal. All right, any final thoughts?
I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So, I mean, I like the major ones for me are like Backlot Tour and
Great Movie Ride.
Osborne
Family Christmas.
Lights, Camera, Action.
Roger Rabbit Presents.
And definitely the Roger Rabbit Presents. I think
they need an ink and paint club with digital dueling pianos. I've already talked about this in an episode. Ink and paint club bar. There you go. The line would be through the whole park. This is coming from a biased person, though.
Star Tours. Do you ever miss the old attraction?
I think every once in a while it should just do that. I think it'd be really funny if they just had the old original one. All of a sudden, like DJ Rex is there.
Everyone,
it's like, I'm just my first flight. And you're like, what the fuck?
I know I've talked about it before, but when I went to Disneyland Paris, like
it's rough.
Coming up on 10 years ago, actually, and they still had it there at that time. And I remember being so excited and going in.
And you're disappointed.
No, well, first off, all the seats were like ripped and had duct tape on them.
Nice.
So they were clearly not really trying to maintain it since, that had just come out or, a few years prior. And I remember riding and just like, oh, it's so much fun and everything. But then just like getting off and it's just like, well, that was nice for nostalgia, but ours really is better.
You know what maybe they should do? They have 6 ride vehicles. Maybe just make one the old school one, and if you want to do it, you can do it. That'd be
Wait
kinda
times
nice.
would go up so high, I bet.
For that one, yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. Actually, that'd be like I feel pretty easy for them to do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Just pull a DJ Rex out of storage and pop him in there instead of C3PO
I
and
mean,
reprogram
he's not
it.
in storage. He's at Oga's.
He's at Oga's. Yeah.
What's the Oga's spinning tracks?
He's just
What is
he's spinning tracks.
I
Wow.
don't know. What is it
Hello,
called
my
when they
fellow
DJ?
high schoolers. I don't know. You're looking at me like I'm like,
You're making fun of me and you don't even know.
I don't know.
You just know it's not spinning tracks.
Spinning tracks. He's I don't care what he's doing. Just make one of them the original version, just in case. That'd be really fun. I'd do that. I do it like every time we go. Actually,
Oh, you know what I want him to bring back?
no.
The Star Wars fireworks.
Oh yeah, that left quickly.
The
The
Star
Star Wars show,
Wars
like, why
Galactic Spectacular
Why
and the
isn't that-
dessert party.
Why isn't that back?
I don't know.
It's so much better than the other show they have.
It is so much
If you're just
better.
gonna show mishmash like clips,
And they had
just
the
do that.
dessert party that went with it. That was so good.
Yeah, that was fun. But like just the show in general is so much better than that one they have there. The other one, the one they have there now, no one goes out of their way to see. People are like walking by, they're like, okay. No one stops really. Like,
Well, you know, one thing that they do too is so I'm not necessarily speaking to current schedule because I don't know what it is, but a lot of times they'll do like Phantasmic at 9 and this is at 9. So it's kind of like you have to choose which one you want to see.
Who's choosing that over Phantasmic?
Right. Or they'll do like, this is at 9 and Phantasmic is at 9:30.
Yeah.
You know? So
I guess it's trying
I
to
mean-
like split the difference. Be like, hey, some people are just gonna go to this, but like it's so lackluster.
it's very lackluster.
They need to work on it because like Phantasmic is so
like-
good.
It's one of those things that I get like no feels during.
No, you don't.
Like the
Even-
Star Wars Galactic Spectacular, it's just like,
Unless it's 7, 8, 9.
no, even then I'm just like, it's so emotional for me.
God. Ugh.
Just like Phantasmic.
Just like
So
let it go,
emotional.
guys. No one
As soon
likes
as Moana
Kylo
comes
Ren.
out, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, any final thoughts? Bring back great movie, right? You need a North Star. You've lost your way. We've said this many times,
Yeah.
but
Can't bring back Backlot Tour anymore because Toy Story Land
there's
and
no room. Well, I'm sure there's
Galaxy's
room.
Edge is taking a spot.
There's room for something, but it's like
Oh, there's definitely room.
you've lost the essence of what this park was, though.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyways, I still love it.
I like how we complain so much about that. And we're like, our favorite.
Well, it's so small and it packs a
Continue
punch,
wrong,
and I
you
get
beautiful boy.
I get the criticism of like there's too many like e-ticket attractions because most of them are. Mm-hmm. The lowest wait time is like Star Tours, and like even Alien Swirling Saucer has like 20-30 minute wait usually, and that's like a
Well, even-
e-ticket or
And,
like
and
thing.
then, like, you know, with Indiana Jones, it's like you got to get there early if you want
Yeah.
to see.
If you want that front row seat, man, you gotta get there early.
Man, remember with
wanna
Olivia when
feel
she
the-
was a
feel
baby
the
and they were
fire.
just like, oh, we're putting you up
We're
front.
putting you up front. I'm like, with a baby? I don't know if that's a good idea.
And she had her headphones.
We're like, I'll sit up there.
She'll deal with it.
I want to feel the fire.
Yeah.
Anyways, take us home.
Well, there's a great big pretty okay tomorrow.
And you know what's shining at the end of every day? You're welcome.